Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video on Umamusume, we're going to take a look at the upcoming Uma that'll be dropping here in the next day, and that's going to be Inari 1. And I know she's an Uma that a lot of people are excited for, and like with all my videos when it comes to whether or not you want to pull over an Uma, we'll look at the stat bonuses, the skill aptitudes, as well as the skills, and whether or not you want to pull over her, kind of relating to everything else that'll be coming out around her. And so first starting right off the bat with Inari 1, with her stat bonuses, she's got great ones here. She's got the 10% to stamina, 20% to power. I always love having big hitters on power. That allows me to play decently with a decent amount of speed cards and wit cards, and hopefully, whether I need stamina or not, I can bring in my stamina and power sparks to really top them up on stats. So really, really good overall stat bonuses here. Now, on her aptitudes, she's going to be another one similar to Agnes Digital. That's an A turf, A dirt, medium A, long A, and end A. But if you want to work her really anywhere, you can make her work for mile, you can make her work for sprints, even though she's F, and you can make her work for pace or late, as she's B in all those. And the nice thing is, B being B does reduce the amount of things she's A in. Now, it is 5. But only one of them is a strategy, so you're more likely to get the hits up here. And I mean, there are very few of them, and having some that can kind of get you those dirt sparks is quite nice. Now, when it comes to her skills down here, first take a look at the unique she has. Now we're cruising when completing or competing for the lead if positioned in the mid pack or further for the first half of the race. Show off some Edo Spirit and greatly increased velocity. It is a greatly, which is pretty nice, meaning that on inherit, that 0.45 becomes a 0.25, and it is 3 seconds, so a decent one that you could inherit. And it has a it's similar to man, I'm forgetting King Halos in that it has a condition of order rate positioning, meaning she's been in this position the entire race up until that point. And so to trigger her alt, you do want her basically in the back. So encloser is really where you're wanting her to make it the easiest to trigger. It's just like with the King Halo alt, you are wanting to stay 6th place or worse for the first half of the race to be able to get hers. Kind of similar here, except it is going based off greater than or equal to 4. So a little bit easier to trigger there. So I could see you building hers late if you wanted to. But when it comes to her skills here, you'll start to see some similarities to Tamamo Cross. Right after that, we have Tail Held High, Encloser Straightaway. So she has Encloser skills built in. Winter Runner. So she has a speed increase for the winter races. And knowing Dirt, I believe that's going to be like the February stakes that she'll be pretty good at. And you can even see here with the gold, she has Tail 9, so really, really strong. The gold version of Tail Held High. She does have Straightaway Spurt, which to me, this is where there's a little bit of she can work in multiple places. Straightaway Spurt meaning she can work in longs, which she is A in here. And then Tail 9's really nice for that. But then her other gold is Master the Sands, which is a dirt-focused heal. You can only use it on dirt, but it is your typical stamina recovery of 0.055, but it is one of the heals in the game that does give a speed increase attached to getting healed. So not only does it heal you, it also gives you a speed increase, and it's a 1.8 seconds. Not really crazy, but it's always nice. We'll see more of these types of skills to be able to at least get some speed out of your heal as well, since you're going to need a heal regardless. So nice right there. And then when you kind of look down here, she has a lot of good stuff built in. She has ramp up built into her kit, forward march. But that one is, and then we got some of these other ones like All I've Got, good ones, because she's primarily going to be good on medium. The medium dirt is based on what she's kind of built for. There's no long dirts to really take advantage of the heal. And then a couple others like Fighting Spirit. So decent overall skills built in. But there are some negatives to her. I feel like she's going to be, if I was to get her, a really good parent generator. I really like having Tail 9. Really don't have any easy way to get it for quite a while for support cards, if you actually look at it. Not until Vivlo Speed. So your main ones, if you want to have an easier time getting it built into your parents, would be either Tamamo Cross or now Inari 1. But This one is like focused pretty much for the medium dirt, which is going to be the upcoming dirt champions meeting, which is going to be the medium one on Oi Racecourse, I believe. And I believe it is winter. I'm not 100% sure here. Let me actually just pull it up real quick to show. But there is a big downside to it, and just dirts in general when we get back to them. And that is because Copano Ricky is going to be available, and she is going to be a monster on it. And so if we actually go back to it, so I believe it will be, let's see, where is it? Yeah, right. Virgo Cup will be it. No, it is actually fall, so she doesn't even get to take advantage of Winter Runner built into her kit there. So that's another negative. Now, I believe there are some winter dirt races, but that one is not the one that is coming up. So she doesn't get to take advantage of that. But Copano Ricky is going to be extremely strong. And one of the things you're probably going to see in the medium dirt, which is she's kind of designed for, is kind of a repeat of what we saw with Aries Cup and Christmas Ogre Cap. Because it's going to be very similar. It's 2,000 meters. And so Christmas Ogre Cap has very good timing for her ult. And so you're going to see a lot of people do double dom and then go all in on their favorite ace. And so the two that are going to be the most used is probably going to be Christmas Ogre Cap, but also then Copano Ricky, who's got a monstrous, very strong, unique that is basically a speed increase, like Gold Ships is built into it, but it lasts longer and it has an acceleration tied to it, and it's faster overall. It's 0.55 if you build her correctly. That's going to just push her to the front, and she's just going to outrun everybody, especially if you go double debuff, like we saw with Aries Cup. But now you'll have Summer Gold Ship to add Keen Eye to them, and then it's just going to make it basically the Copano Ricky Cup on medium dirts. Now, Copano Ricky will still be really strong on the miles as well, but Inari one is more focused towards those. On the miles, though, she does have that straightaway spurt. I'm not 100% sure if the miles, I believe the straightaway is good timing, just like Tokyo 1600 on the Tokyo dirts like we had previously. So she can work there, but then the heal kind of becomes irrelevant. So realistically, though, she is not going to be meta on it. But if she is a favorite Uma, she can work there. Just know that it is definitely going to be Christmas Ogre Cap and Copano Ricky Cup in terms of them just dominating, at least for a little while. But then there is the other, to me, another negative, and the reason I wouldn't be pulling for this one, even though I want Inari 1, and that is because we will be getting her alternate version, Festival Inari 1, during Grand Live, and I actually feel that she is better overall. Now, I do like this one for Tail 9, so I could get Tail Held High Sparks, but Tamamo Cross can do that for me as parent runs. But Festival Inari 1, if you really like Inari 1 and you don't want to waste polls on trying to get both copies of her, and this is like she's like a major Oshi to you, to me, she's the better pickup in terms of she is a long, and even though she's Turf A, she's going to be more focused on the long turf, or Dirt A, the long turf races. And that is because she's just like a pure upgrade to Narita Taishin, in that she has Encroaching Shadow, just like Narita Taishin. But instead of that garbage heal that she has built in, she has innate experience. And if you remember Inside Scoop and how strong that was, this is the gold version of it. You really only had access to this if you are willing to try and build with Speed Gold Ship in those past races, which was a very unreliable speed card. You were really just bringing it for the skill itself. And then her ult is kind of similar. I just say we don't have to go into details on it since she's not the one coming out, but it's similar to Narita Taishin's, another big speed increase in the back half to help her. So that plus in an experience, having Encroaching Shadow, she has basically all the other stuff built in like the other one from, so like ramp up and all that. And she has Tail Held High. She doesn't have Tail 9, but she still has Tail Held High built in. And to me, just all around better. She's more focused on the long turfs, and you won't have to worry about when you bring her to dirt. Like, Copano Ricky's just going to crush dirt. So I do not want to try and bring an end closer into any of the upcoming dirts anytime soon. But to me, she is fairly, if you really like her, she will be fairly solid for building your Tail Held High parents and grandparents of Sparks in there. And yeah, that's pretty much it with her. Now you have all the other kind of stuff coming out. We are primarily waiting now for Summer Maruzensky and then Grand Live when it comes to the support cards, the Agnes Tachyon Speed, as well as the Light Hello banner. So those ones I know a lot of people are saving up. So an even bigger reason to skip the OG one and just wait for the festival one, because the festival one will be dropping after you've already dumped all your polls on those big hit banners. And if you got lucky, then you can say, oh, I got lucky, I saved a ton of polls because I only had to do so many on these banners. Then you can make the decision, as you will be better off in knowing where you're kind of standing on your carrots at that point. But that's going to be pretty much it for now. And if you like my content, if you can like, comment, subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.